that produce from my mouth. So yeah, I really do that. But when talking about music, I think that I prefer to listen to it and understand any lyrics on it.
Okay, good. Now your next question. Have you ever learned how to sing? Like, did you try before when you were younger?
Well, to be honest, I never do that, but I remember that when I'm in junior high school,
Mm.
I have I was have a space I was had a specific module to learn about how to sing and music in general, and I think that I was experienced that, but I don't really uh, good on it. I think.
Okay. So, for example, if you're going to sing, if you will be asked to sing and you cannot say no,
Ah,
who do you want to sing for?
oh, it's an interesting questions. I think that I would sing for my parents
Mhm.
because they are really important to me and they always support me for who I am and what the crazy dream that I have. So I really want to appreciate and acknowledge them by singing some song, even it's worse.
Okay. Now, okay. Now, your last question for your part one.
Okay.
So, your last question. Do you think singing can bring happiness to people?
Definitely, yes. I think that singing and also music, it's a universal language, and every people in the world can feel the joy and happiness or everything that the singers represent through their lyrics. So yeah, I would say yes.
Okay. So, that's the
Yeah.
end of part one. Let's give you your part two question. I'll give you a cue card, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna screenshot what I have here, and then,
Can I take my uh, pen and note first? Sorry.
oh, of course,
Okay. Wait a minute.
okay, okay. So I'm gonna give you describe an exciting book that you enjoy reading. So
Mhm.
that's your, and then your bullet points are, um, so I'm gonna do that. Your bullet points would be, when did you read it? Okay, hold on. When did you read it? So I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna send it to our group chat.
Okay.
So there, can you see it?
Not yet.
Okay, I think it's not the
I
right.
think it's my connections.
How about that?
Oh, got it.
Okay, so
Yes, got it.
did you read it? What kind of book it is? What is it about? And explain why you think it is exciting. So remember,
Okay.
the title what we're gonna do is to describe an exciting book that you enjoy reading. I'll give you 1 minute to prepare, and I'll let you know when it's time for you to speak. Your 1 minute starts now.
Okay.
can start speaking now. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity given to me. 2 years ago in the pandemic, I started to try reading some books. I think it's one of the most popular book and also best-selling books from Sally Rooney. It's Normal Peoples. And why I try to read it, because the first time I saw the book, I just really amazed for the cover and also the title. And I just cut off and also remember the book also adapted to the one of the most popular series in the BBC. It's the same name, Normal People, and the books talking or the story of the book, it's about two persons, Connell and Marian, who fall in love for each others in their vulnerability. And the story, it's really good because it's what it's called, it's wonderful and also touched my heart because it's told me about the importance of mental health and also appreciate persons for who they are and also for their vulnerability and their mistakes in the past. And then that's why Connell and Marianne's also um characters that really taught me about the important thing about communications in relationship. And that's why Normal People, it's one of the book that I can recommend for people around the world to read.
Okay, so you still have like 9 seconds left. It's not
Ah,
bad. It's not
okay.
bad, but yeah, if you experienced already taking the test, I think you'd know, you must have known that examiners will tell you that you keep talking until he stops you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. uh, yeah, it's good because we don't know when it stops. We're not allowed to have
Yeah.
own timer and things like that. That's a no. So you just have to keep talking until
Okay.
your examiner, even though you don't get to the conclusion, you keep talking and then he stops you. It's not gonna um, it's not going to affect your mark because it's not like, oh, by the end of your 2 minutes you have to conclude, you have to have your conclusion. No, it's just that examiners wants to know if you can really communicate without stopping for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, because in real life we there are um, there are cases or there are situations that you need to do that. Let's say, for example, you want your colleague to listen to you what you're going to explain about your work as a team, and you're going to explain to him without him interrupting, right? So you keep talking and explain it clearly. So that's one of the reasons why you need to master that skill, to be able
Yeah.
to speak nonstop for 2 minutes, at least for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a test of your English language skill. Now let's do your part 3 questions. So do you prefer books or movies?
Well, it's tough question for me because I love both. And when I have to choose, I think that I want to choose movie because um it's easier to what it's imagine and also to know the stories because it's pictures or a video um that easy for us to know the situation at that time. And when it's compared to books also interesting for me, uh but it's hard to me to know what the situations or even the environment on the set of one chapter of the book. So I prefer to choose movie.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're like me. I'm a visual person. So,
Uh,
but when I was younger, I loved to read books because I enjoyed when I can, make a picture of what I'm reading. For
uh,
example, there is a description of a woman, like, oh, light brown hair and the sparkling whatever, and I like to close my eyes and imagine and make a picture, make an image of what I'm reading, and that was exciting for me. But now I think I outgrew that. Now I just want to, like you said, it's easy to make a picture when you see it on screen, right?
uh.
And you don't have to think. Okay, now your next question. Do you think it is important to read the book before watching the movie version of it?
Well, I think it's really important because I'm a person that really love an adaptations movie, even from the books. And when we try or when we already read the books before watch the movie, I think that it's really easier to understand the storyline of the movie. And also I also try to compare what it's happened in the book and then what uh in the movie that sometimes cut out from the directors, and it makes many audience disappointed about it. And that's why I think that when we try to read it first, we more understand the whole story of the books that sometimes cut out from the movies.
Okay. So, yeah, your next question, I'll give you two more and then we're done. But this
Okay,
one is not in the context of books or movies, okay? So I just make it
okay.
so that it's kind of variety. Now it's about a person who impressed you the most when you were in your primary school. So this is the context, like person who impressed you. Now
Okay.
you're okay. So what kind of primary school teachers impress students?
Well, I think that when we talk about primary school, it's a teacher really have to show the children's kindness and also what it's called acceptance, because when we as a kid we have a lot thing to do and a lot I think that many childrens really have to imagine sometimes or something that teachers taught in the class. And when teachers have that visions and also kindness for children, it's really important to them. So it starts any children's heart, and the children will understand what they taught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Kids, they remember their teachers for a long, long time, may even in their lifetime, when
Mm.
that teacher, was kind to them, and when they made a mistake, that person is so kind, and or when he was, or when you are, for example, in trouble, but the teacher, dealt with you in a kind way. And yeah, that's true. So now your last question. Why do people still remember many of their friends from primary school?
Well, I think it's because they have a good experience when they're in that time. And I think that in my point of view, children or people really remember it because uh the first one that they have a strong connection and also friendship with uh, with with their friends in that eras, and also they connect until now, maybe through social media. And the second one, I think it's because the experience that they have been through. For example, they have a good moment in the class that they celebrate together, or even they do some a bad thing in the in that school, and then they share the experience one another's.
Okay. All right. So, boy, we're done.
Okay, thank you so much.
So, how did you feel?
Mm,
Think it helped you, your confidence? I know if we need to improve, improvement
yes.
doesn't happen overnight. It should be like a constant thing that you do. But how do you feel about your performance during for in this practice?
I think that I have to improve in my vocab, and
Uh,
also I don't know, I feel that kind of mm, hard to find a right vocab, or to explain more what I think to to talk to you, and yeah, especially in the part three. So I think that I have to do it.
Yeah, I think all of us, when we are learning a second language and we try to master fluency, we all have that issue. We try to find the right word, even though when you write them, it's easier for you to write. But when you are speaking, it's a different story. I don't know why that's me. It's like when I write, I can think of the word, but when I'm speaking, um, sometimes it doesn't come easy. You know,
Okay.
I know that word, but to speak it is just what is that big word that I'm looking for?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just try to do practice outside of this platform.
Okay.
Okay, you have like friends that you or some students that you meet online that you can practice with. Okay, sounds good.
Do you have any feedback from, or maybe mm, what I what I have to improve?
Um, I it depends on which level are you trying uh, to get, what band score you need, then you know that you have to improve this more. But I notice also some words, let's say when you said we have to learn the important, you use important instead of importance. You can, if
Mm,
you want to review, because you should, we should say the importance of, let's say, um, I think you said nobility. I think that was about those couple in the story of the book, the importance of kindness or something like that. And then for a few times you mentioned children, but you said children's.
oh,
Issue with that? Or do you know that children is already plural? You don't need
yes, yes.
us. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I do make mistakes, even though I know that it's a mistake. But when I speak, I don't notice.
Yeah,
Only when I
yeah.
review, like for example, now if I review this recording, I know that, oh, why did I say that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think your pace is okay, your pronunciation, but of course there is always room for improvement. So please just keep practicing.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, boys. So see you again next time. Thank you for joining me. All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Okay. Bye for now.